The S&P 500 closing at a new record high Wednesday afternoon in a holiday-shortened trading session. And this time the blue chips going along for the ride. The Dow closing at a new record high, first time since October. For more on the markets, we're joined by Santosh Rao. He is research head at Manhattan Venture Partners. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks
Santosh.
for having me.
So what sent investors shopping for stocks today?
Well, I think what you're seeing is there's some confusion in the market. You know, you have good news, then you have bad news. So there's a lot of cross currents going on. But overall, I think the idea that there might be a trade settlement or the talks are moving forward, that's good news. I think the market likes that. I think investors are looking for growth, looking for yield, and you're going to get it in stocks, not in bonds. So I think the tailwind for stocks is still very, very much there. The risk level is elevated, but at the end of the day, that's where the money is. That's where the good investment value is at this point. So I think that's why you're seeing a rush to the stock market.
Symantec, the biggest gainer on the S&P 500, media reports saying that Broadcom is close to a deal to buy Symantec. Do you think this is a good fit?
Well, I think it's the way things are going. I didn't understand the acquisition after they bought CA recently. So I think it's their attempt to move to software. They tried to get Qualcomm. They could not get Qualcomm. So I think they've figured out that I think the next leg up is going to be more on the software side, and this is their attempt to get there. The history is not on their side, you know, with McAfee and Intel and all that. So, but hopefully, I think they think there are synergies enough to make this deal work, and it's their leg into software and the leg up in terms of revenues.
And lastly, Santosh, you follow tech stocks at Manhattan Venture Partners. We had a busy IPO season. We had some duds like Lyft and Uber. On the other hand, Chewy, Beyond Meat has been a big surprise. Slack also did well. What are you looking forward to in the second half?
Sure. Just coming back to your Lyft and Uber, I think it's too early to say. Lyft and Uber were transformational stories. They're long-term stories. You cannot judge them in the first month or two, which is what's happening. So it'll take a while because we're talking about a change in the way people commute, the way the people consume transportation, rather. So that's going to take a while. But at this point, they just have to show incremental movement moving towards profitability, improving take rates and all that. So I think all that will happen. We need changing habits takes a while. But these companies are well positioned to capture that change, transportation as a service. That's what we're talking about. So, so they were duds in the sense in absolute numbers in terms of percentage returns. But I think overall they're holding their own. And like I was telling someone else the other day, I feel that they are actually teed up at the starting line at this point. Lyft, when they came out, you had the Uber overhang that was holding it back. Uber, when it came out, had some structural issues and then some overall economic issues. So I think that kind of held it back. But right now they're okay. They're holding back, and we had some bad days, but these two companies held their oon.
And
so
the outlook? The outlook for IPOs?
Outlook for IPO, I think, is very good. In fact, I just put out a note today. I believe the second half will be equally good. There are a lot of enterprise software companies that are waiting to come out into the public markets. So I think that's going to be good. And then we'll see whether WeWork comes out and Peloton. There's some few consumer-facing companies. Well, WeWork is more enterprise, but even then, overall, the companies that people know about, well-known names, they're supposed to come out or expected to come out. Casper also. Airbnb, which is the big one that'll cap off this whole chain of sharing economy companies. That's going to come out at the beginning of next year. Originally, it was end of this year, but I think it's going to be beginning of next year. And then Palantir Technology. So there is a good pipeline. These are good companies. These are changing lifestyles. These are changing ways of doing business. So I think you'll see them. Second half should be equally good. So we are expecting a good second half.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Thanks a lot, Santosh,
Thank you
for sharing that outlook. Our thanks to Santosh Rao of Manhattan Venture Partners. I'm Fred Katayama, and this is Reuters.